I would like to demonstrate another smart power solution from WhisperPower, TwinPower technology. We are now able to connect two Genverter diesel generators in parallel to double the output power rating. What is actually a WhisperPower Genverter generator? Well, we have two Genverter sets here. The WhisperPower Genverter is a state-of-the-art generator consisting of a stage 5 diesel engine combined with a permanent magnet alternator which is mounted on the backside of the engine. An external inverter is making the single phase super sine wave voltage, and it is also a stable frequency, and that's not regarding on the RPMs of the engine. In this room we have installed two Genverter of 15 kVA which are fully operational and running in parallel operation. The total electrical power when both units are running at the maximum power is 30 kVA, 230 volt, 50 cycles, single phase. Well, what about the setup of the TwinPower? Is it complex? No, it's not complex. The installation is simple, plug and play. The generator should be installed in a usual way with water cooling input for marine units or radiator connection for mobile or off-grid units. You have the fuel supply and either a wet or a dry exhaust. Here is the electrical connection between the generator and the inverter part. There is also a communication wire between the two inverters. We just connect the outputs of the inverters together, two lines into one single AC line with a ground neutral connection, and that is going into the system. So there is no hassle of running generators in parallel, synchronization, load sharing. Even the RPM of both generators can be different. That doesn't influence the working of the system. But why should we install two units instead of one large unit? Well, traditional generators based on fixed RPM technology are in general oversized, big, bulky, noisy, and in most cases expensive to operate and to maintain. We are now offering with this smart choice for situations where the demand for electrical power is varying over the period of the day, for example during night and day. During the day you need more power, so you can run, for example, your air conditioner and other appliances you can run in parallel. In these cases it makes sense to go for a twin Genverter solution. During energy low periods, one unit will produce the power you need in your system, saving fuel, saving cost, reducing running time and maintenance cost. The second unit will only be switched on if the energy consumption increases and you have double the power. So it's a practical solution and it's a cost-saving solution as well, and straightforward. By installing two units, the electrical load on the Genverters will be balanced much better than when a large generator is installed. In case of a 50% electrical load, the engine of large generators will throw out root and soot, and that's not very environmental friendly. The audible noise level of these generators is extremely low and substantially lower than a traditional 1500 or 1800 RPM 30 kVA generator. In general, these generators are oversized, and so we really measure a low dBA. Vibration of the units is neglectable. Then the redundancy. In case of a technical failure with one of the units, the other unit can take over the power supply to your system. So there is always one spare power source available. Well, the all water-cooled design principle allows to stow the generator in places where we have limited air circulation. And the system is fully compliant with stage 5. The engines are running cleaner with less fuel consumption, and the engines are also compliant with Tier 4 EPA, and they approved it as well. Let me demonstrate how the system actually works. Alright, well here we have the overview of the two inverters. Each inverter is connected to the WhisperPower Genverter power generation. So we will have a 5-wire cable coming in from the 15 kVA WhisperPower generator. A phase 1, 2, 3, a neutral connection and a ground connection. On the side next to it we will see the output. Normally we have 230 volt or 120 volt output voltage, which is a floating system. In this case we have made a neutral ground connection, so we make it not a floating system anymore. So it's fixed line and neutral. Then we have the protective earth. That's connected to a 50 amp breaker. The other inverter is exactly the same wired up. So we have 2 times 50 amp breaker going to the outside, connected into a 125 amp breaker, and these are the AC cabling to the ship or to the electrical system, which is in this case 30 kVA maximum. We are able, by doing this setup like this, that we can blow either fuse we can trip. So if we have a shorting in the ship and we have one generator running, for example this one, we can blow this fuse, and if we have 2 systems and we go over it, then we can blow either one if that's needed. There's one final connection in between the inverters, and that's a high-speed communication cable, which may not be that long, maximum 7 meters, but in most cases we want to have it shorter. It's also more practical to have it next to each other, so the cabling is also not that long. Well, that's actually what it is. Then there's also some connectivity to WhisperPower bus, and we have some relay contacts for alarm and monitoring purposes. Well, that's what it is all about, and then on the front we still have the on-off switch and the LED indications, which we will see later on. We are going to start the generator, and then we can see on the screen and on the front of the inverter what's going to happen. Generator is running. Take a while to get sine wave, so the inverter kicks in, we see a pure sine wave, 227 volts. We switch on some loads. It's about 10.5 kilowatt, and well, that's still running fine and nice. We also starting up the second generator already, so that will come online in a couple of seconds, and then we are going to see how that will operate. So the second genverter diesel is running, and the inverter is online already, so we can see the loading. And now we are going to add a little bit more load. So we are now about 22 kilowatts, a little bit over, and you can see that we are the load is shared over the 2 inverters, over the 2 genverter systems. What we are going to do now is to switch off some loads, as we do not need that much anymore. We are about 10.5 kilowatt, and we stop the first generator, so that's going to stop right now. And you can see that the second generator is doing the load, about 10.5 kilowatt. I can put a little bit more load on it. I've now 12.5 kilowatts roughly, a little bit more, 13 kilowatt. Well, everything is done, so we are now going to switch off the loads, and we are starting the second, or stopping the second generator as well. So The generator engines have been switched off. The inverters have been switched off as well. And we have seen the power ratings, the sine waves, the load sharing. And so that's what this system is all about. And it's called the twin system because you need twin twice the system. Well, that was the TwinPower system. We have explained how that works and how that functions. The generators have already been packed and shipped to the customer. The customer have already installed it and they're absolutely running fine. So if you want to know more about TwinPower, please check the website for PowerBooks and documentation. And please also check our YouTube channel for more videos about our products and systems. Well, thanks for watching and hope to see you soon in another video.